This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am joined today by Arturo Blasco, who is joining us from Chozas, Carrascal. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. I'm great. Thank you very much, Jamie.
Now,
Thank you
for
very
those
much.
people unfamiliar with the particular area, the particular region that you're in, would you mind explaining exactly where you are and where the DO is?
We are Chozas Carrascal, and we are located in Requena. Requena is 60 kilometers away in the countryside from the Mediterranean Sea. We are really near the city of Valencia. What we have, we have three appellations of origin in our winery. First of all, we produce wine with GO Cava. We produce
Right.
wines with GO Utiel Requena, and we have our own appellation of origin. We have GO Pago Chozas Carrascal. There is only 26 hectares that are certified like our Pago, that is our own appellation of origin. Only
Yes.
we can produce wines from only these 26 hectares, and obviously the quality of these soils are different than the rest of them.
So if we were to focus upon that monopoly, that last appellation you spoke of, tell us a little bit about the climatic conditions there, because you're Mediterranean continental, right?
Yeah, we're switching between Mediterranean and continental because we're really close, but we are like 700 meters above the sea.
Right.
So then the climate changes a little bit. It's less humid, it's more dry up there. The difference between the night and the day, we can have almost 20 degrees of difference between day and night in summer, especially
Yeah.
when the grape is ripening. And so about the climate is the same in the appellation of origin Pago than the Utiel Requena because fortunately for us we have 100 hectares, and these 100 hectares they are enclosed all of them. So in the middle of the hectares we have the winery. So the 26 hectares that we work with Vino de Pago, they are with the same climate. So if we have hail, rain, or lack of rains, is almost the same. But what is different and what is special is the soil. The soil conditions, they are on the top, they are organic material on there, like everyone knows, or almost 100% of the soils in the earth
Right.
has this condition. Then we have a layer of calcar,
Yeah,
and then
limestone. Yeah.
at the very bottom we have sands and gravels.
I see.
So it's good because when we have the rains, normally they are really consistent for only 1 week, but they are really big. So these gravels they allow to dry the excess of water. So it's much better for the roots in the vineyards.
Another factor, I believe, is the something like 3,000 hours of sunshine you get every single year. There's quite a lot of sun up there, right?
Yes, we have to balance and to control in the vineyard to prepare for this because in summer our ribs is really hot and sometimes it's lack of rain, so we have to balance in the vineyard. So we put the vines when on the in some parcels we have the bush vines,
Right.
so we allow the plant with the leaves to cover like an umbrella a little bit the soil just in order to keep the evaporation of the water that we have in the soil to keep the humidity. And as well, when we trim, we try to balance as much as possible the charge of the vineyard in order to have less quantity to have better quality. So normally we work between 2 and 4 kilograms of grapes per vine.
I hear you. I hear you. Now, you've been around since 1990, and I've noticed in looking at the different grape varieties that you have quite the combination of the traditional Spanish varieties and international varieties. So let's start with the Spanish varieties. You have Bobal, you have Macabeo, you have Tempranillo, you have Monastrell, you have this one other one I'm forgetting. No, that's it. That's and then on the more international varieties, you have Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot,
And
Sauvignon Blanc,
Shiraz.
Chardonnay, and Syrah. Yes, 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 yes. So tell us a little bit about where your focus is.
Yeah, we have to think that when we planted the vineyards in 1990, in that time in Spain, especially in Requena, the majority of the wine was made for bulk.
Right.
So in that time, they only wanted to make big quantities.
Yep.
It was the wineries they didn't bottle. So when Julian he wanted to make a winery, he wanted to have the best quality possible. So he wanted to copy what he already saw on his holidays, visiting wineries in France, all around the world, in California. So he wanted to focus into the quality. So in that time, Julian he was not involved into the wine industry. So he hired a flying winemaker, a French
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
consultant. His name is Michel Poudou, and he recommended him to plant French varieties and different
Of course he did.
plants
Yeah.
in order to have better quality, because in that time that was what we had in mind that is best.
Yep. I hear
Now
you.
the evolution is no, we have good quality grapes here, so we have to keep. The
Yep.
only thing is that we have to work better with them, or in another way, not better. We have to work in another way to them in order to have quality wines. So, but in that time, the wave, the
The
nouvelle vague
fashion. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
moment was to plant different varieties from different places. But today we are really surprised about how these grapes are performing, especially Cabernet Franc, that is a French variety, is performing exceptionally well here with our wines.
But you would say that for the most part today, after going through that evolution from your birth in 1990, you've now begun to concentrate on those traditional native Spanish varieties, right?
Yes, Bobal is the top one in in red grapes.
So when you're speaking about Bobal, for those people unfamiliar with the grape variety, how would you describe it, and how would you describe the wines that come from it?
Yeah, Bobal is deep in color, is quite fresh because the level of acidity is quite elevated.
Mm-hmm.
You don't balance well in the vineyard. And as well, it has body because normally as well is with a high potential of tannins. But normally I could say that is a really extremely aromatic grape with most into berries, dark fruits. Even sometimes reminds me the liquorize like chewing gum.
Yes,
That
yeah, yeah.
smell of
Interesting.
strawberry
Yeah.
is quite intense in nose, and then in the palate is quite fresh with body, with a long taste.
Cool, cool, cool. Now you have three wines in the market in Ontario right now. The first being the Rosé Marine Garnacha 2021. Tell us a little bit about that wine.
Yeah, rosmarin is typical Spanish rosé because it's made from garnacha. So the style that we are making the rosé is focused to make rosé. So we know exactly which parcels are going
Right.
into the rosmarin. So we pick the grapes, we harvest earlier than if we
Yeah.
consider than a red grape than a red wine, in order to have that acidity that is going to give us the freshness. The color is pale if you compare with a typical rosé from Spain.
Yes.
So
Yep.
it's pink color, a real pink color. And then when you smell it and when you taste it, it has all the characteristics that you can imagine in a garnacha. So what we want to give is the fruit, to bring the fruit into your glass.
I understand. The next one would be the 2022 Las Dos Ceblanco.
Las dos Test Blanco. Yeah,
There you go.
this is a Macabeo with a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
Especially this vintage, Julian, the winemaker, he added a small percentage of Viognier, just in
Oh,
order to have a different notes in the nose.
interesting. Okay.
It's a wine that we harvested at the beginning of September. This year in 2022 was quite hot, so we had to harvest earlier than other years. Once the fermentation is done, we do the batonnage in the tank. So we like to mix the leaves that are settled in the bottom. We like to mix them for a couple of months, 3 months, in order to have better palate. It's more deep in the mouth, with more volume.
Right.
So when you open and when you drink this wine, it's an explosion of aromas in the nose. Not only the Sauvignon Blanc is appearing, you can as well appreciate the pear, the tropical notes, some notes that is coming from the Viognier, and then in mouth is fresh because it's a wine that is quite fresh, but as well you have the long palate that is helping to you to eat with food.
Superb. Now, with the rose marine and this white, what would you pair that with perfectly?
Well, both of them they are for light meals.
Yeah.
Light meals, but they can allow as well some gastronomic meals, harder. I always like to see that when you drink wine, the food pairing is about what you like. So if you like
I hear you.
rosé wine, you will eat with whatever you want because it's the meal that you like and it's the drink that you like. But in order to give some notes or some tips, I would especially for the rosé, I would pair with a nice paella, homemade paella.
Right. Yep.
It's typical from Valencia. It's our traditional dish. Is a paella, for whoever doesn't know what is. It's a dry rice that we cook in the pan. Normally, it has chicken and vegetables, and that would be great for the paella, especially if you drink it and you eat it in a restaurant near the sea
Of
in
course.
Valencia.
Yeah.
You can see.
I understand.
And then about the white wine, Las Dos Blancas, well, with rice is working quite well, but it could be as well with some pizza, as well with some uh, quiche. I would recommend it. So this is one of the points that I would recommend with for the pairing.
Nice. Now, moving on to the Tinto. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Las Dos Tinto 2020.
Yes.
This is 100% Bobal. So we pick up the grapes, we ferment the grapes, we do a special job in the vineyard. As I told you, the thing is starts in the vineyard. So we control the quantity, the charge of the vineyards in order to have a balanced wine. So the result of this wine is a wine that, when it's done in fermentation, we transfer into the barrels for used barrels because we don't that makeup of oak in the nose or in the palate. So
Mm-hmm.
for us, the barrel is just a vessel. In this case, it's just to give some evolution of the wine, some batonnage, just in order to have more and deeper balance
Yes.
and deeper palate. And one of the points is that I would say that is quite aromatic in the nose, remarks quite well the fruit, and a little bit of black pepper because it's one of the points for Bobal, and one of the notes that you can appreciate in red wines
I
of
see.
Bobal. And then in the palate is fresh, but as well is quite balanced with the volume because, as I told you, we work in the winery. One of the points that we work, one of the style is to be good in the mouth because when you are drinking a wine, we think that we are not just looking a wine, you are not just smelling a wine, you are drinking a wine, so should be perfect in the mouth. So one of the points that we can highlight of this wine is the palate.
I understand. Now, what would you pair this with when it comes to traditional Valencian dishes?
Well, in Valencia, we make a barbecue made from pork. We have the
Yes.
longanizas and morcillas, but as well, I would pair with lamb. For example, is one of the traditional, well, one of the dishes that we can have here in Valencia. And this is one of the points that I would do the food pairing.
Now, you mentioned morcilla there, right?
Pardon?
You mentioned blood sausage there.
Yes, morcilla.
Yes, morcilla is my pronunciation. Yeah, that's one of my favorite dishes when I've been to Valencia before. So
Oh, good.
I will look forward to visiting and trying some of your wines with some morcilla.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today. I'm glad we managed to eventually get together after our technical breakdowns the other day. Hopefully, I will see you the next time you're in Ontario, and if not, I'll be over in Valencia.
Okay, for sure. I hope to see you as well here in
Excellent.
Valencia, or if not, next time in Ontario.
Take care. Bye for now.
Okay, all right. Bye bye.